Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us again tonight for another episode of the Questionable Perspective Podcast, episode number 4, season 2. I am your host, FGC Chris, also here with my co host, Mr. phdjeshua. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. Ready for the holidays to get here.
Oh, don't remind me. Oh, when Thanksgiving gets here and Christmas.
I think more Halloween.
Oh, I love Halloween.
Get all get the scary movies together and start watching.
Oh, man, that reminds me. I got to plan out what scary games I'm going to play through. I think I'll do another run of Resident Evil 7 like I've done every year.
I got it. I haven't even played it.
Oh, dude, you will love 7. It will scare you. It let's put it this way. The number 8 was made less scary because the Japanese audience, they were very terrified of 7. And no matter what, it is still, it's that feeling of dread I cannot stand.
Where was it? No, I think I have the remake. That's the one I got. Because I think at one time I found it somewhere. I can't even remember where at a good price.
But the DLC for it too is really good. So
Mm-mm.
you always have.
That's because Resident Evil 4 is literally is the only Resident Evil I played from beginning to end.
We need to do a playthrough of 5.
Because I got 5 on the P. I got the PS3 version. I still have my original copy.
You got it on Steam?
I had to buy it if I got it on Steam.
Man, I'll gift it to you on Steam. We'll just have to. I'll have to see if there's a. I think there's still a issue with like Windows Live. I'll see if there. I'll see before we do anything because that would be a hell of a. We could beat that game on one day sitting if you wanted to. Be real easy.
Because I remember that my main problem with that game was just Shovel. Was that when I was Shovel, the AI that was controlling stuff.
That's why I suggest we play together. That way the AI is not terrible.
Yeah, because it was running into walls and doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
And again, some of the AI that's made nowadays is about the same quality. So I'm just saying that because I've watched people play Warhammer 40k Space Marines 2, and oh boy, hey, we need you to down this enemy. You get to finish it. I was like, just finish it. I'm all the way over here.
Yeah, Space Marines 2, the Gears of War of this generation.
God, I can't wait to get it when I get my hands on it. But
yeah, I just I was first I saw the gameplay. I'm like, oh, it's just Gears, except you don't have a cover mechanic.
it's relatable to it, but the lore of the game is, or the series is stupidly hilarious. I wish we could just play as orcs. I would love to play as the orcs all day. I love them. Oi, what color is that? It's blue. Blue's for luck. I'm not kidding. Seriously, these are the.
I know exactly what I'm gonna do for Halloween for you.
Oh God, I'm scared.
I said, I'm gonna give you a copy of Dustborn. And
You
you're gonna
just
have to
want.
and
I'll
you're gonna have
come
to
to your
play it on
house.
stream.
I will come
You're
to
gonna
your
have
house and German suplex you twice. I don't care if I break my back.
to
I'll
because I
Kaneko Buster you.
because I've
And
really been thinking about buying that game and just doing a playthrough.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, Chris, just save your money. I I try not to gift people meme games like that. I don't want you to do that to me. I'd rather gift you Bolt Gun, which is literally Doom, but it's Warhammer 40k. So
But
that's fun. No, you just want me to sit and suffer. I don't. I'll never finish that game. That's like giving me homework. And I'm at the age.
That's the greatest Halloween game you could ever play.
Uh, no, no. You want me to cry? I'll cry. All right. Speaking of terrible suggestions, But we will hop on to our first thing of the podcast. Sorry for a little banter there, but all right. Street Fighter 6 is unleashing a new mode upon us. And Mr. Chris, I believe you should be able to see this. We'll play this trailer and give our thoughts about it afterwards.
It's getting released
Same.
Tuesday?
Yeah. All right. Technically Monday, the end of Monday. Well, this part won't be till when the servers come back up, which will early morning Tuesday.
Yeah,
give or take.
Terra gets released next week.
Yeah, Terra gets released. He gets released technically tomorrow evening, because once they take the servers off, they enable the pass.
Yeah.
But I won't be playing him until like the 24th. Actually, it'd be probably like the 26th is when I'm... Either the 25th or 26th is when I'm playing him. Because I'll buy the pass then, because I got overtime. Alright. So here's the new mode. Watch with me, Mr. Chris. All right, Mr. Chris, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it's actually a pretty good thing. But I really can't say too much until I actually get my hands on it and actually see how the AI responds to certain things. Because the whole thing was supposed to be they've taken like thousands of matches and kind of programmed the AI with just those matches for each rank. It'll be a good thing for people to like get used to how certain ranks play and how to deal with certain things. Well, like I said, we really won't know until we get our hands on it to see how good the AI actually is.
This is true, and I believe along with this update, the replays, like us being able to hop into the replays, is coming with this update too.
Oh yes, the who had that feature before them?
It was Tekken.
Yeah, Tekken 8. And I think every fighting game should have that. That should be just a standard feature now.
That's like one of the best features they can have. Doesn't even need to be having online servers. Just let me do it locally too. I think it does, but I'll have to double check on Tekken 8 later on today. But I mean, interesting. I think this will be a helpful tool, especially for newcomers. It's like, okay, I'm about to go into this one rank. How tough will it be? Get an idea.
Even though the silver rank when it was showing, it was kind of like that's not really how a silver player would really be playing.
To be fair, when I was trying out Modern Lily last night, I did run into a few Chun-Lis that were doing that combo in particular. That's one of those. I think it's kind of an intermediate combo, so it's not too hard to pull off.
I'll take your word for it.
I mean, they did it like 3 different times in the match, so.
I'm for the Foot Clan here. We don't talk about Chun-Li.
I'm sorry. You have poor taste in women. Not my fault. Mm-hmm. You know, that one statue I showed you, you should buy the Jury one. I'll buy the Chun-Li one.
I want to let like 280, 200, almost 300, because that's the
Bro,
shipping and everything. This thing is gonna be almost close to $300.
bro, that is cheap compared to some of the other ones we've seen in our lifetime. You know how
Yeah,
expensive some of those states used to get, especially like First Four Figures and other companies. Those
yeah,
reaching
but
like 600,
I got, I got,
700,000.
I gotta wait though, because I know it's saying it's not gonna ship until like August of next year.
Oh, you got plenty of time to set money back, man.
Oh yeah, 'cause I definitely want that the bunny girl jury.
Hey, never hurts to have one bunny girl figure in your collection. Hey, I'm
But
still getting that Gundam Seed Freedom one.
oh, Blackest.
Yes,
Oh,
blackest best.
I needed you to watch the dub, and I gotta film you when they start saying her name.
Oh God, you're gonna drag me into this hell, aren't you? All right. Oh well.
I'll go ahead and tell you already how they completely just screwed her name up. So,
No. I'll let you have the surprise.
but it's a good feature. I think it's gonna be a lot of people gonna use. I know I'm gonna use, especially like the simulate master and like high diamond level.
Definitely, I want to see what data it really pulls in. So that's something to definitely look forward to try on the earlier or
and
later in
the
the
and
week.
the and the side effect of it too, that it said it was supposed to be while you're playing it, the AI is supposed to be learning you, and it's supposed to give you like a ghost copy of yourself.
Yes. That'll be interesting if it does this ghost feature that I'm trying to remember. I think it was Killer Instinct that really had the first like ghost system.
Yeah, that I can remember. Not well, but I can remember more recently that had it.
If anybody has any actual earlier concepts of like a shadow or AI mode, definitely let us know in the comments. Now, for the next odd of crossovers, SNK. I don't know what this is. I know this gentleman to be a football player, and no, not the American football for our U.S. viewers.
Soccer for us.
Yes, this guy is he's on the Portugal team, from what I understand. Well, as far as I know, I'm guessing he's going to be maybe a commentator.
That's what I would. That's what I would assume he's going to be a commentator, because I don't, unless he's, I don't know what, maybe they might make him an actual fighter in the game.
I mean, they've done LeBron James in Multiverse. We've had Negan from The Walking Dead
or
in
maybe it's
Tekken
a
7.
or maybe it's a shoe crossover or something.
That is my guess. It probably might be some shoe crossover. I didn't know what company. I have no idea. But he's maybe
I'm about to
Adidas,
say
Puma.
probably Puma if anything. Well, unless he's signed to a shoe contract already.
Maybe,
Because
but
I'm about to say, because we already have what the Tekken shoes coming out this year.
yeah,
Street Fighter 6 did shoes, or was it Street Fighter 5 when they did the shoes?
Street Fighter 6 did some shoes earlier this year. They've done another collaboration with another company. I know the pair I'm thinking of, the second one. I don't know the name of the company off the top of my head, but it starts with an F. But those pair are $45 a piece. The
Oh,
other
FIFA,
is
Feli.
yeah, something like that. The other company is a Japanese company of really high quality shoes. Like all these shoes are handmade, and they're like 100 and something. Because there's a couple of pair I'd like to buy from them myself later on.
Yeah, it's like the jury ones I bought.
He'll never
Or
wear them, folks. He'll keep them in
oh
a
no,
case.
I know I wore them twice already. I wore them to CEO, and then I wore them yesterday when I just went out with my dad to eat. I think they were like $120, and they're built to order.
Oh wow. Mm. Well,
Yeah, and then because that seems to be the big thing now. Everybody's going with like crossover shoes.
I mean,
Bec-
you know how popular sneakers are. Sneaker Con, you get all the freaking Air Jordans you could sell upwards to 5 figures.
Yeah, well, you got those the ultra rare kind, like the ones that don't even get released to the public a lot of time,
Bro,
or
I
the one,
mean,
or the ones that they supply to like the college teams, like the custom ones.
yep. I swear, every time I pass by like Hebits, like at the mall, I just look at that wall of Nike. Some of those shoes just have some outrageous color designs on them.
That's why I haven't really bought any for a while now.
That's an expensive hobby to get into.
Yes, it
So,
is. Trust me. But I did, because like I said, Street Fighter's got their shoes, Tekken got their shoes. I seen that now. Transformers One Transformer has a pair of shoes. They have
so
they have they have some Converts.
when the first Sonic movie came out, there was some Pumas.
Um,
I really wanted to buy those. They actually looked really nice, but I think they were limited run or whatever.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
Kind of like the Tekken, the Tekken ones. They did that shock drop release, and now people are online selling them for like $700-800.
They're like 240, 250 retail.
Mm-hmm.
Too rich for my blood on a pair of sneakers.
But they did that shock drop at Evo, so people got them like months in advance, and I don't think they come out like officially come out until like October, November.
Yeah, because I think a couple of people from the Assist Me crew got some. I think Kenny, not Kenny, or was it Steve? Can't remember who. It was one of the two.
Uh,
Got them.
ju- no, just the one got a pair.
And Justin Wong, too. Like a lot of those big names, they definitely would have.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Now, here's some news. I don't know if you've seen this, Mr. Chris. This was announced about 2 days ago. Twitch has now announced that bans on the platform will be more transparent because I don't know if you've seen it or not. VTubers are getting banned left and right for the silliest things. I think one I follow is Zentrea.
Like
She
like permanent bans or just like temporary bans.
some of them were like indefinite bans that they don't know why. Like Zentrea, she's one of the big ones I follow or whatever. She got banned because she has a swimsuit model, and it's not a revealing swimsuit or anything. Instant ban like for 3 days or something. It got fixed or whatever. But you've got like actual real female streamers that are like, here's a black bar in front of my chest with username as a fan sign or whatever. Like,
You have no idea.
dude, I
There
do know.
there
Don't even.
there there are streamers that have like clear chairs that have things inserted in certain places with a camera aiming straight up the chair, and they
That.
don't get banned.
Yeah, I know.
A girl Lily had intimacy on stream and only got banned for a couple of days.
Yeah, I remember that. Then there's one that's got did a green screen top. Then there's one lady, she has a camera pointed at the mirror of her behind. Literally was wearing, I think, only a G string and got banned for that for a couple of days. Then just went to a slightly less revealing undergarment. So
Twitch don't care about that because it was another girl on Twitch who almost set her apartment on fire, and she was literally wearing a G string and an apron.
oh, don't even get me started. I saw that video. God. Oh, and then the boyfriend comes in and it's like they don't know how to put out a fire. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I think it's the second time that one streamer did that too. Anyways, this we'll see, because they're saying those streamers will be sent clips of their violation and all that while they've been banned. Streamers and chatters can appeal. Yeah, we'll see. This should have been done like 10 years ago.
I'm like, it's not really gonna change anything. Cause that's why most people are starting to leave Twitch, because they're like the only thing Twitch really seems to care about is the Twitch thought streamers.
It's
Because that's
kind of a
where
back and forth I'm
cause
seeing.
that's where a majority of their revenue comes from, is to be honest.
Well, actually, I'd say more of the VTubers now. Iron Mouse, she's like one of the top, if not top, female streamers. But she's a VTuber.
You wouldn't know it if you go to Twitch, cause they plaster what's that chick? Amaranth.
Actually, her YouTube got banned. Her ASMR one got banned.
And I don't think she cared. That woman got more money than Jesus.
She's on Kick primarily, so.
You know,
And then
Kick, I don't really think. I think Kick, you're not really gonna get too much of an audience over there.
there now, some of them are botted, obviously, but Kick is the Wild West over there. Everything's just going on, and I won't even get into the ridiculousness of what has been going on there, for not to say and get demonetized.
Yeah, because Kick is basically just Twitch, because it's the same UI, the same layout.
It was the
It's
same
just like,
engine. It's just
yeah,
Amazon's renting it out.
yeah. So they're trying to compete with Twitch, but YouTube is still, especially now since they've allowed you to dual stream now.
Oh yeah,
It's like there's no reason why you can just stream the Kick. You can stream the Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So
you
you can
stream to
engage
almost
together.
all platforms. Just
Yeah.
good luck with TikTok.
Yeah.
This is what I wish YouTube would do, would have a better chat system, because Twitch has the better chat system, but YouTube has the better video encoding and everything.
Yeah, it has the better layout, the better interface.
But we'll see what Twitch does with this. My faith is about as much as a paper boat on the water.
No, I don't think they're gonna really do. I don't think it's gonna really change anything.
Now, for the more interesting topic of the day. Now, for those that don't know, Nintendo had some fans. Nintendo has known about this game. Hasn't worried about it till a couple of days. Let's see, when was this posted? About 3 or 4 days ago. Now, this isn't a copyright lawsuit, which most people have thought this was. This is a patent lawsuit. And now they've had patents for a lot of different things that are pending before all of this that went through in August and all that, early September too. Now, and Mr. Chris, I want you to understand the batting average for Nintendo's lawyers is at least, I want to say, an 85% on a. And I'm just trying to think of the amount of lawsuits. I'm going with an 85% win rate. And when I mean win rate, that is not always meaning they won the court case. This is settlements outside.
Mm-hmm.
Because lo and behold, before we really dig into this, there was China's the bigger. The USA used to be the biggest proponent of like doing patents. Now, mind you, there's international patent treaty. I don't want to get into too much. There's only like I think maybe less than 10 countries that don't honor that treaty, but that doesn't matter. Funny enough, North Korea actually honors the patent treaty, the global treaty, which is funny. But anyways, China is now the biggest patent. What is the word I'm looking for? Register next to the U.S. and like Japan, because the U.S. used to be, but now I don't know what I think. The company in China that Nintendo went after made a carbon copy, basically, of Pocket Monsters. It was called like Pocket Monster something retro. and it produced like $42 million over like a year or two. They won that lawsuit in China. That is very hard to do in general, considering what I do know of China's law system and court system and all that. And they got like 15 million in like damages from that. Not all the 42 million that they're like supposed to get, I think was the payout. Anyways, that's just giving you an idea of like where this is going. Now, there's another gaming company that Nintendo did this to, and it wasn't it settled out of court and basically forced that gaming company to pay a licensing fee for the patent Nintendo basically strong-armed them into the court system with. Now, they do have patents for like throwing a spherical item at a creature. They've got patents for like for how much sleep you do, I think, because of like Pokemon sleep or whatever. For how much sleep you do, like levels up a creature. I didn't want to dive too much into all the crazy patents, but a lot of this is, I think, patents for Pokemon itself, and they're going to strong arm Palworld and Pocket Pair, the parent company of this game, into either a big settlement or they get. I don't know. I don't know how much you've looked into this when I sent you this stuff, but oh man.
No, I agree with you. Like Nintendo's pretty much not going to do anything besides basically try to force them into a licensing agreement or or have them just pay a settlement. It's really that's about what it's about, because they know they really can't go after them on copyright, because you would have to prove that they basically ripped off your characters, even though their characters basically don't act the same. They do kind of look alike, but these what do they call the pals or whatever?
They're just pals.
Yeah, they carry machine guns and Gatling guns.
you could attach missile launchers to some of them.
Yeah, so I kind of knew like they wouldn't be able to get them on patent. I mean, on like a patent, like a copyright infringement or something like that, because the
Remember,
gameplay.
copyright is different from patents.
Yeah, I about to say because it's too different. Like they would get it pushed out of court, but with this whole thing, which I didn't even know you could actually copyright throwing a spherical object is
No, they
something
didn't copyright it. They
not
patent.
copyright patented. I didn't know you would be able to even do that for us. Like, and I think it's dangerous, not in the sense that now you can have companies like, well, we're gonna patent this particular game mechanic, and now we're gonna start making other people. You're gonna rent it out to people if they want to use it.
Now, just as an example, you know how like Dungeons and Dragons uses a dice system.
Mm-hmm.
They can't patent that. Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, they can't patent that because it's too broad of a game mechanic, basically, or game device to use, legal speak. Now, this lawsuit is being done in Tokyo, in Japan. It's not being done in the USA, so I have no idea how this is going to go. But considering that patent, the one patent we was throwing literally a ball at a creature to capture it is such a broad idea, because we'll use another example that can do that. Ark Evolved, you can do that. Any of the dinos you've bred or whatever, it's like a cryo ball. You can throw it at them and store them in the thing and carry them with you, and then release them. There are so many games that have some kind of weird, like close, like ball system you can store a critter in.
Well,
Oh,
if they wanted to be a douche, they would like I would release an update, be like, look, see now spherical objects are now triangles.
it's too late now. The way this is going.
But then at the same time though, when Palworld got released, it was before they had made the patent.
Well,
So
this is the funny thing about patents. It doesn't matter. Patents could be done like a couple of months ahead. There are what are known as patent trolls. I'll give you an example. You remember podcasts?
mm-hmm.
There's a guy that literally patent or tried to patent. I can't remember this fully. Tried to patent podcast. Literally had a microphone hooked to a tape recorder. I called that a podcast.
Or more recently when the two guys tried to copyright or patent the word react.
Yeah, you can't patent that. That's like the Joker trying to copyright the word fish in the old comic. Some things are too broad. It's like trying to patent the idea of dragons. Like that's
Or LeBron James when he tried to copyright Taco Tuesday.
yeah, that's not happening. Super odd. Can't copyright that or patent that. Now, an actual system you can patent, and I was never really too fond of this, but remember Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor, the Nemesis system?
Mm-hmm.
That is something you can patent. I was like, okay, that's fair. That is an actual hard, made from the ground up game mechanic you made yourself. That's fine. But this right here, this whole situation, I love Nintendo. I have a love-hate relationship with Nintendo. I hate when they take down sites. I hate when they go after fan projects. Some fan projects they don't even touch. And some ROM sites they don't even go after unless they can. This is just Nintendo. This type of PR doesn't matter to Nintendo. Nintendo is one of those companies that will do whatever to protect their IP and do certain things to affect other people, whether the public, or everyone liked that or everyone disliked that. It's just this is legal.
Go ahead.
It's just Nintendo being Nintendo.
This just reeks of seems more like Nintendo just being jealous of the fact that Power basically blew Pokemon Arceus out the water in like 3 days.
Well, considering Pokemon hasn't really updated itself mechanics-wise in past 20 years, it's kind of not hard. So the next Pokemon game, which I think is coming out next year, I hope they've taken notice.
That's what it seems like to me. Like they jealous of the company because it really makes them look bad.
Yeah, this is literally just pettiness.
If you was gonna do this, you would have did it the second that game came out.
They would have done it as soon as the game was announced. But sometimes they just wait. They'll just like strong arm them, get money from them, and force them into some sort of patent or patent licensing. I don't know. Good luck to Pocket Pair in this. They've got the money to get good lawyers.
Yeah, but even if it goes to court, this thing ain't like the guy was saying in the video. It's probably not going to go see the light of a courtroom for 5-6 years.
Drain them of funds, and I don't know. We'll see. Now for a more begrudging topic. Oh God, I wish I found the other video, but this will have to do. The
Is
character.
this the 8-minute?
Yes, this is the one I showed you. I wanted to find the one where it had the lady describing this, but
No.
Because I think you've seen that one clip I saw. I think you've seen it.
I want people to pay attention to how the length of this video. This video is 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Watch how long she spends talking about just the customization features in this game.
Well, that's just what it's about. So they're going to.
Our gods are back.
I mean, some of the creatures look nice and everything.
We're now just a little over a month away from
But
playing Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I played a hefty 7 hours of BioWare's first original game since Anthem in 2019.
I'm only pausing this for YouTube sake or whatever. But I'm like, the fact that this Veilguard instead of like Dreadwolf, man, what this product is compared to what I heard the rumors were for Dreadwolf upsets me.
And fourth mainline installment in the Dragon Age series, starting with the prologue and later loaded into several.
No one
saves.
cares.
As a longtime fan, what I'll say is 10 years is a very long time, but so far.
All right, we're skipping all that. All right, we're getting to the.
Or I could skip straight to the character creator and start with, there's so much hair. Look, I loved Dragon Age Inquisition, but fans have long acknowledged the
Dragon Age
limitations of its character creator.
Inquisition had better.
In that regard. After
Dragon Age Inquisition had better character designs than this hot garbage.
the lackluster options of the last entry, it's wild to see.
I wonder why their faces look like that.
30 hair options.
Okay, I want you to look at this creature right here. What is wrong with this? Chris, tell me what is wrong.
They have a very elongated forehead.
This is not what they look like. We're going to show a before. This is kind of an after before, but this is what you get in Veilguard. This is what you got in this guy, if I remember, he's from Dragon Age 2. How did you go from this to what the dollar store discount version of this is?
It's like they redesigned the way the horns come out of their heads. It then just makes them look like they have a Mega Mind shaped head.
Hey, don't insult Mega Man like that.
It just looks weird. It's like they completely changed the whole design of the characters, the head shape.
It doesn't make any sense. You went for something that was actually just an amazing design.
I guess because they're trying to add all these different hairstyles and stuff and textures and all that stuff, so they're kind of, I don't know. It just looks, the horn placement just looks weird.
Just
For Kunari,
looking at this.
88 for non-Kunari.
Lovely hair. I don't care.
Physics as Rook scurries around.
I don't care if the physics are amazing. These all look stupid. I don't care how many hair designs you have. These character designs look ugly. It bothers me.
Northern Thetis. So many different hair textures are represented, whether you'd like totally straight
No one cares.
to be waves, or range from large and imposing to decorative, or even
This doesn't make any sense. I hate this. This bothers me, Chris. It shouldn't bother me, but it bothers me a lot.
It's like it should be more hair on her head, on the front of her face, than just that little strand they have right there.
Like all these options is like, why would you even let that go in front of your face?
asymmetrical. That said, yes, their foreheads can look pretty jarring.
Can look pretty jarring? I'm sorry. What the hell?
I played as a Kunari mage during most of my preview and will say I got used to the look pretty quickly. Dragon Age: The Veilguard actually only
Got used to the look.
The character model looks like it's slouching.
They probably are. Now,
Like it's like they're hunched over almost. Like they're not standing straight up.
wait till we get to the
marks the second game of the series
further
where you
in.
can play as a Kunari. So the odd imbalance of forehead versus face feels like stylistic growing pains. I remain curious about whether more time with the character creator might help. The air shock of Dragon Age 2 is, in my opinion, such a beautifully crafted model.
Thank you.
I would love to be able to create a Kunari Rook that feels as memorable. Customization certainly doesn't stop at hair, or horns, of course.
First off, this just looks...
Very masculine.
It bothers me.
She has very
aspect
strong
of your
bone
rook is
structure.
editable, even allowing for facial asymmetry if you choose. Sliders allow you to change everything from head shape to the melanin in your skin to the presence of
You know, it's
I
this is stupid.
I guess. Oh no, it gets worse, Mr. Chris. Hold on, it gets worse.
vitiligo. Perhaps my favorite addition, however, is the introduction of
I hate
body
this.
diversity.
I hate this.
Cyberpunk 2077 and Baldur's Gate 3 had whiffs of this, but nowhere near what you're capable of in the Veilguard, which is much more similar to the breadth of the character creator in Dragon's Dogma.
Now hold on. This is Dragon's Dogma 2. Does have a great character creation, but nothing will ever beat Street Fighter 6's character creation. The abominations you can make. It's hilarious. And some of those abominations are better than whatever the hell's in Veilguard.
2. For each of the 4 races, there
Oh.
are plenty of presets to choose from,
Oh.
with varying height,
See, this is this right here, and this right here don't do much. And some people really want these to do a lot, and they don't.
and muscle or fat distribution. Once you've chosen your preset, however, you can build further upon those elements as much as you'd like. First is a triangulation of coordinates allowing for
Okay,
The bodies just don't look natural.
this don't look right. And I've seen plenty of women naked. What is...
It looks like they took a man's body and put breast on him. That's what it looks like. Or put a woman's head on top. Cause that's what the body shape just looks like, a man's body.
I think that's what they went with. Ugh.
for many unique combinations of body types that are thinner, larger, or more muscular. Height sliders are fun, especially when it means watching my particularly short elf ruin years of Solus's ritual planning by pushing over a statue.
Oh, how gimmicky.
The options feel almost endless. There's even a glute slider. And yes, I gave my
No, that is... No. I'm mad. That doesn't do anything. Barely did whatsoever. Oh, but I bet if we increase that, that's going to look like a porn star.
my rook one hell of an ass. All of this is
That is not an ass. Might as well have been flat as pancakes.
only scratching the surface. I haven't even gotten into facial hair, makeup, scars, or tattoos. As an elf, my rook sported some Vaseline, but there are so many different designs for both the face and the body to experiment with. While I didn't spend very much time exploring customization for the Inquisitor, I just know
We are 4 minutes and 41 seconds into the video review before she's actually getting to the game. And an 8 minute and 40. So that means we spent over half the video just in the cosmetics.
Oh, no.
Not in the gameplay.
No. Well, this whole thing's dedicated to character creator. Hold on. We'll let her finish.
we'll all get the chance to make them in the way we've always imagined.
It's good to see you again.
Also, it may be a relief to some of you to know that Veilguard abandons the awful green lighting of Inquisition
I would rather have this than the abomination they have created now.
character creator and instead allows
Megamind, everyone. Megamind.
I about to say Frankenstein.
Listen, I wouldn't insult Frankenstein's monster like that at all.
you to cycle through several lighting
What is
options in
this?
service of creating Rook.
It's literally Lord Farquaad with this face.
Like his cheekbones are way too wide, his chin is way too big. And it
Bro.
just makes his whole head just looks kind of out of shape.
They took all the character designs from Shrek and every other movie in the Shrek franchise and just crammed it into this. Oh my god.
That look just as good in gameplay as they do when you create them.
Lucky number 7.
It's gonna mute that. I mean, I just end me, Chris. Chris, just send me Dustborn. That's how I'll take myself out. I'll Minecraft myself out of uninstall Life EX.
Combat, meanwhile, was a refreshing change from Inquisition. My go-to class has always been
Now,
Do they not have a lock-on system?
there is, and it has a post-stop or to slow down the game to a crawl is where you can select your spells. There might be a lock-on. I can't remember.
mage. And even as a knight enchanter,
I think there's an
often felt
auto
like I was
lock.
standing in one place holding down the left trigger. This felt like a return to the pace of Dragon Age 2, with innovations that improve upon the experience of battle overall.
Yeah, that reticle thing you saw around there, that was for each of the team members or whatever, and spells you could
Veilguard
select from.
introduces a new fighting style for mages featuring an orb and dagger for close quarters combat. It's tailor-made for players like me who love magic, but also really like to stab.
This just looks boring. And I've played a lot of third-person hack and slash. I'm sure you have too, Mr. Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did it in Dragon Age Inquisition. It was the mage fighter, but like the staff, you could cast spells with it, but then also you would do like a magic blade, and the more you hit with it, the more of an overshield you would get too, which was a great ability. This just
looking at the gameplay, this looks really boring.
this is Dungeons and Dragons, whatever that new one they put out last year.
And this is coming from BioWare.
I remember a lot of the good people from BioWare are gone now.
During my preview, I played through the prologue and then dropped forward into various points of Act 1. So I really got to quickly experience the progression Rook and their companions can go through as fighters. We may not be able to take control of our companions this time around, but the Veilguard...
See, that's stupid.
So what they just AI control and they just kind of act on their own, and you can kind of give them simple orders?
Yeah, that's dumb. Yeah, you can tell them, it's like, here, go do this, go do that. It was more fun to actually take control of them. It gave you complete control of the battle.
really encourages strategizing with them. They'll call out...
Okay, can you explain to me why she was just slashing away, not hitting the boss?
I take it doesn't look like it has a lock-on feature. It really just looks like it's kind of free-handed.
There is a lock-on. She's locking on doing the spell. But why is she slashing away?
I guess because she has like it's like a little wave slash. So I guess it's a projectile.
Okay, but now you see it actually hits. First two hits she was just mashing.
They'll call out to you when they've rebuilt their mana or stamina, and the ability wheel even suggests combos. My focus,
I mean, there is a lock-on. I don't know if it's a hard lock-on.
Chance to interact with the characters as I would have liked, but even the brief moments of banter endeared me to them pretty quickly.
Now to go back on the character creation, the scars, they have top surgery scars. If you know which surgery I'm referring to, Mr. Chris.
I I know which one you're talking about.
Why the hell is that in this game? Where's my wheelchair option, BioWare? What if I want to wheel around? Happen to such inclusivity? I think I'm being a little too snarky.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, they did that in D&D. That's so stupid.
Ultimate ability. Think the focus ability, along with a ranged attack.
Is that supposed to be like a super?
Yeah, that's one of their ultimate attacks. You know what that literally reminds me of? You did play through Elden Ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that Azura's Comet spell?
I never played them. I didn't play a mage.
Well, the Azura's Comet, literally you'll point the staff outwards, a charge up, and you unleash like a giant beam attack. This is what that's doing, basically.
But it's
Pretty
like
good.
you can't be interrupted even if you're hit.
Like a giant metal.
It might have some super armor.
I've always played Dragon Age for story and not combat, but with this new system, I had so much fun. I felt present during every encounter and truly accomplished after every boss battle. That said, there's definitely a bit of a learning curve. I still
The enemies don't really look like they're attacking you too much. They're kind of just standing real still and not really doing too much.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here, I'm like, a learning curve? What learning curve? This is literally made for people that have never played any, like, action RPG whatsoever in their life. This is so bare bones, it's not even funny.
And because people don't want to do the RPG mode, they want to have real-time action. I kind of hate that Final Fantasy. Which one was that? Final Fantasy 12 started that whole real-time battles instead of the turn-based.
I mean, I just prefer more depth than this. I mean, good lord, Final Fantasy 7 Remake or Rebirth has more. If you want to do action RPG, that's the way you do it. But that's here nor there.
Confusing controls a few hours in. It's a departure from all 3 installments, but luckily the Veilguard offers 5 different difficulty levels that you can change at will if you want.
Oh, you hear that, Mr. Chris? 5 different options where we change the enemies and just more damage sponges.
So if you find it, so if you come into a room with a enemy that you can't defeat, you can just turn the difficulty down and beat them.
I mean, most games have that nowadays.
Yeah, I've always thought that was stupid.
As a Dragon Age fan, the Veilguard felt like a homecoming of sorts. Just as much as seeing familiar faces in Solus and Varric, I was overjoyed to be back in the world of Thedas itself. Moving us north allows for that sense of discovery I got in Inquisition, and if I'd encourage anything, it's to really look at your surroundings. Not only
I don't want to look at this anymore.
are there small environmental puzzles to entangle, along with small and effective moments of visual storytelling, but the horizon
and this is a
full
PS5
of
game?
breathtaking scenery.
This is on everything, brother.
It doesn't really look that good. It don't even really look like
Drives
next
home
gen.
the
It looks like
scale
it's
of
still like
these
a
locations
PS4
I've
game.
personally always wondered about.
And it's not really about the graphics, the art style, and the art style is atrocious. Because you tell me, you look at this. We know this right here is back on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 days. To this. This is better than this. Even if this is a memed picture or whatever. But this to this.
That one looks too evil. You got to soften them up a little bit, make them look more relatable, more inviting.
Oh my god, I wish you didn't say that.
I guarantee you that's what they did. I guarantee that's why they did it, because they looked at it and said he looks too evil. We got to make him a little softer, we got to make that race a little bit less evil looking.
Shall we tread down the path of how orcs are being treated? Hmm?
Oh, and Rings of Power.
Oh, even worse than that, man. In D&D.
I don't think it'll get as worse than that when you the Rings of Power. You got orcs with families and babies and that don't want to go to war because they don't want to leave their wife and child.
Yeah, that's. Oh, you're about to make me divulge into a very horrible rant. Because orcs are literally evil. They're corrupted elves.
Mm-hmm. Their only purpose is to wage war.
Yep. Same with the Urkai later in the Lord of the Rings series. But hey, back to this.
One new locale, for instance, is a gorgeous underwater prison called the Ossuary. I won't spoil what you're there to do, but the design alone makes it...
The colors here are too neon. There's too much, like, neon green, purple.
It's too
one of the
bland.
most
Everything kind of
memorable
blends
moments
into
I've
each
had
other.
in any Dragon Age game.
Like, nothing's really standing out like it should.
Even after hours of gameplay, I still felt like I could have played for many hours more. I'm
Well, you only said you
optimistic
played
about
7
the rail
hours.
card, and excited for it in a way I haven't quite felt about another game in quite some time.
If this is what you're excited, if this is what gets you, I can't speak. If this is what you're excited for, oh man, I hate to tell you, lady, you're missing out on some real good games that are far cheaper than this.
If you'd like to see even more of the game, check out our exclusive IGN First coverage, which features even more gameplay and...
I'd rather not. I've given y'all enough of my time and Mr. Chris's. But yeah, folks, character creation, get what you get if you buy it. I'm not touching it, but definitely check out all the reviews and stuff before you buy a product.
Yeah, like I'm probably gonna buy Assassin's Creed Shadow once it goes on sale used, where Ubisoft doesn't get any money from it.
You better wait till that thing's like $1.
Yeah, I'll probably wait till it's like in the $15, $20 bin.
I'll see you play it for like 2 hours, refunded immediately.
No, I keep forgetting I got a Steam account now.
All right. Now, the last subject for today's podcast involves Concord. Now, this has insider information. This podcast group actually got developer information. So, the first 7 years of Concord, they spent $200 million. And somebody's like, you know what? We'll buy all out. I want to know who the hell the person was. The salesman that convinced them, hey, buy our studio out. No, $200 million. Be just like Star Wars. This will be your Star Wars. There are things in this game that haven't even been thought of yet that could be fads that will become popular. I can't really do the sales pitch I was thinking of, but I just... And now, 200 million in 7 years. Okay, I can understand that. Then you get another $200 million in a year. What the hell happened to that $200 million in a year? The hell happened?
Money laundering.
I don't think that. They just wasted the money on a bunch of...
I know. No, I honestly believe it's money laundering. You gave them some money and they kind of just took that money and spent it on other stuff. Because you were $200 million in, and you with $200 million and you only got to an alpha build of 200 million. I would have looked, if I was Sony, I would have looked at that project and said, okay, we're done.
I would have pulled out immediately. But they went nuts. Yeah, we'll buy out your studio. Here's another $200 million. Huh?
And I get what Sony looking at. They looking at, we just got to get this thing out here, and we could probably make a little bit of money off of it.
They didn't. They refunded everybody. And I think this right here may not. I mean, this is. I mean, obviously we know the 200 million each. I think this might be 600 million. I legitimately think this is 600 million.
But this ultimately goes back to what we were talking about a while back in another episode, where game budgets are out of control.
Yeah, the AAA is so top heavy. It's stupid. What's Spider-Man
this game-
2018 was what, 200 million? Or 100 million?
I think so. But
It's-
it made its money back.
It made its money back and then some. Sequel comes out, costs 200 million?
No, it was more. I think it was 350.
So they basically triple the budget, and it sells well. I don't know if they made, and it just sold to the same amount of people, basically.
Because I bought it day one. Because I'm like, it's Spider-Man, and the first game was good. And then that second game got here, and it was
You poor man.
I knew something was wrong with that game when I didn't even want to play it like I did the first one. Like I just rebought the first one on PC, the remastered version.
That reminds me, I do need to buy that when the Steam sale comes up. Cause that game,
It's on sale now.
I'll check it out and see what the price is. I'm waiting until it's a little lower.
It was like $35.
I want it lower. I paid full price when it first came out and platinumed it. That's one of the few games I ever on any PlayStation console I have like 100% completed. The only thing I think I didn't do was like get all of the photos, or did all the photos. I think I was off by like 10 or 12. But that's here nor there. But I can't believe like Sony. I mean, it's not hard for me to believe. I wish I was a fly on the wall when this was pitched to them, to hear the levels of charisma that the person that had sold this idea to those executives.
It's because they're trying to enter a market where you got Overwatch, you got Fortnite, you got Apex Legends, you got
Valorant.
Yeah, Valorant. You got Call of Duty Warzone. It's like you're into some heavy terrain with this kind of a shooter. It's like this thing was everybody could tell you from the time they seen it that this game was going to flop. But they pushed forward with it, and it kind of just went down as probably one of the biggest gaming disasters since ET. Like we were talking about with Mr. Van Dam. Like I've never seen a game literally get released and
Get pulled in 2 weeks.
Because I had literally forgot about the game because I was never really interested in playing with it. And then when I heard that, is the server's going to be shutting down, I'm like, didn't that game just come out like a little while ago?
I mean, damn, I thought the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game was a pretty nasty flop. But that game's still going. Even if it only has like less than 100 players on it still.
You know it had to be bad because Sony didn't even bother to give it 6 months.
I don't know if they're trying to salvage the game and re-release it or what, but
yeah,
oh my god,
they've already. Well, I'm gonna say they say they're gonna work on it and retool it a bit. I was talking with y'all, you and Mr. Lee. I'm like, they're gonna put that game out again, probably sometime next year as free to play, and just retool it a bit. But it's gonna come back out.
Well, they better refix the art style and everything because everything's too bland looking.
because they're gonna have to do something with that, unless they're gonna use it as a tax write-off. But
I don't even think it'd be a tax write-off. I don't even think you can.
but I'm in the Maximilian camp. Like we are in the time of diminishing returns when it comes to games nowadays. They're spending all this money trying to make these games look more and more realistic and spending less time actually making a fun game to actually play.
Here we have ray tracing. I'm like, okay. Stuff I own doesn't really run ray tracing. And even if the stuff does, I turn it off.
Oh man. Oh yeah, that PlayStation 5 Pro. Oh, we're gonna get it up to 60 frames a lot, 60 frames a second. I'm like, okay, my PC does way more than that.
Yeah. I just, yeah, you're paying
It,
you're paying the Concord tax on that damn system.
oh no, because Sony already said they're not gonna sell their system anymore for a loss. They're gonna sell them at cost.
Well, they've
They
already
want
had a loss of Concord.
yeah, but they're selling their console for profit now. They're not gonna eat the console and try to make it up on the software side anymore.
If they were smart, and all the people that are like, oh, well, and Sony does own a lot of IPs they could do so much with. You could release a new Sly Cooper game for like $40 and people buy the hell out of a Jack and Daxter game. All these games they're just doing nothing with.
Because everybody wants to take the safe bet. Let's release Call of Duty 15,000.
I mean, hell, they did an was it Evil Dead remake or something? Was it Medieval? Medieval is what it was. No. Medieval is what it was.
Oh yeah, the medieval one. But I know Dead Rising just came out as a remake. I don't know how many times they're gonna remake The Last of Us. I swear to God.
Well, I mean,
it's becoming the GTA. What's one with GTA 5?
GTA 5 just became just GTA Online. It evolved into that.
Because for some reason they keep releasing that game on every single system.
You want to buy this, right? You enjoyed it 2 years ago, right? Like with Horizon Zero Dawn remastered, and that game's only like maybe less than 5 years old. Excuse me.
But that's been this whole generation has been nothing but remasters. There's very few new IPs coming out.
To be fair, Capcom's released some new IPs, and they were relatively fun. Exoprimal was fun. Lasted like what, 2 years?
Mm-hmm. But outside of that, how many honestly new IPs have been made?
There's the Path of the Goddess. That was actually really fun. I wish it would have had a physical release because I really wanted to buy a disc of that.
You're not understanding what's going on, sir.
Oh, I do know what's going on. But
they've been pushing to get away from that physical media for a long time, and that PlayStation 5 Pro is just them basically letting you know that PlayStation 6 is going to be a straight all digital platform. I guarantee you.
Well, that's Sony's problem.
Yeah, but when they do it, I'm like, yep, time to go straight PC.
Yep. At least you know you'll still have access to all your games later on.
Yep.
As long as you don't get your account banned.
Well, that's on both. That's on all the systems. They all have that little thing on there. But I've been noticing that, and I've told people for a long time, like they don't want you to own any of these games. Like they've been pushing to go straight digital. And I guarantee you, once they go all digital, these games are not going to go down in price.
Nope.
Some
will go up in price.
Which is what they said, because we're both old enough to remember when they first started talking about digital games and how cheaper the games would be because they wouldn't have to produce all this other stuff. And I'm like, not only did y'all go up $10 on games, y'all have now gone $5 to $10 up on your controllers.
Well, I mean, back in the day, even when we were little, game systems are expensive, and games were expensive too. So, I mean, prices compared to here nor there, like 80s.
Well, they're getting there.
Like compare, what was it? The NES when it first came out or whatever. It was like $700, 1,000. And then games for like 90, 80. I mean, well, from what I remember, and this is just me, from like the PlayStation 2 on up, PlayStation 2 had some of the like the cheapest library for quite some time. A lot of games were like $40, even new ones.
Yeah. And then they slowly went up to 50 on the. Well, no, they went to 50 on the
I think
PS2
during the,
games.
Yep. Well, they were all
Three-
over the place. Some were 20, some were all the way to 50.
Yeah. Because I remember NFL 2K came out, and I remember it because they had NFL and they had the NBA game, and they were only $20 brand new. And this for like the PS2 area. And then
Hell,
the
even when
360.
hell, they
I
were still
agree.
making PlayStation 2 games even when I worked at GameStop. Some of those, like the new NBA games, was like $20, brand new.
Yeah, and then the 360 and the PS5 era came out, and that's when games went to 60. And they stayed at 60 for a good little while, and now they've jumped up to 70. So really you're paying about $75 after taxes.
I don't mind paying $70 as long as the game's fully fleshed out.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. They don't really have the games aren't they're not really fleshed out all
Here,
the way.
you're the beta testers for this game. We'll figure out all the problems later.
Either that or it's basically this game is busted. And we know it's busted, but we can just do a hot patch that first day.
Yep.
And when you really think about it, you're really still buying digital games. Well, I can't. You know you're a PC gamer. I forgot. You're not a
I
console.
mean, I have
gamer.
both. I have both, so.
Right. When you stick that game in your system and it says it needs to install, it's not installing. It's downloading straight from the server the digital game.
Yeah, no, that's all that's on the disc is the is the key to activate it.
No, the game's on there.
No,
The game-
seriously, some games are just the disc itself is just the code. And that update you have to download is the game itself.
I'll tell you, because I've had both of them, and you can disconnect that thing from the internet, put that same game in there, it'll install and play all the way through. With
No, I'm not saying
internet
all
connection.
games are, but there are some games I know definitely right out of the bat were like that. I think one of the Call of Duties was.
And that's more so they don't know how to compress stuff because those are Blu-ray discs, and those things are like 100 gigs. So if you're telling me you can't compress a game down with 100 gig disc, like you're not optimizing that game.
Let's see, the new Dragon Ball game is supposed to be about 100 gigs. I was like, that's fair. That's fair and reasonable to me. But like Call of Duty, some of these other games being like stupidly absurd.
Wasn't the last
300
Call of Duty?
gigs?
Yeah, I'm about to say, wasn't the last Call of Duty like almost 200 some gigs?
Yeah, and this one's like 306 now.
Yeah. That's them not really optimizing those games because they can compress them games down way better than what they do.
The problem is all the ray tracing and everything else. We have to make it look super realistic.
Like, nobody cares about that.
I just want a good art style.
They even said Mark Sony even said that in his presentation. Most people didn't care about the graphics. They put it in performance mode so they could get to 60 frames a second.
Oh no, they can get more out of them.
No, I would say that's the way he was saying in the conference. That most people, 80% of the people that were playing in performance mode, so they could get the frame rate. They could get the consistent 60 frame rates
On the PCs or the consoles?
on the consoles. Because that was the big thing that he was like, well, that's why we made the PlayStation 5 Pro, so you wouldn't have to make that choice.
That's dumb. Literally, you can build a decent computer around $700 for more than some of the crap they have on there.
Oh no, that thing is more than 700.
No, I'm saying you can build a PC equivalent to what the PlayStation Pro is, around $700.
And when like I said in my own video I got on my own channel, like once you start getting into that $700 price range, and I can honestly say the PlayStation 6, I honestly feel like that system is going to probably be around 8 or 9, because they're going to be trying to basically compete with like PCs. And like once you get to that point in time, you might as well just get a PC. Like the whole thing consoles had is that they were cheaper than a PC at the time. They're plug and play. You just get it out the box, plug it up, and you can go right ahead and play. But once you start getting up to those kind of price ranges, you might as well just buy a PC. It's gonna last you a lot longer.
Oh yeah, last you up to 10 years. Because if you buy a decent motherboard, you can, excuse me, you can build, and just like with mine, I can put in new pieces right now. $400, but I'd rather just get a new build completely with a newer motherboard and everything. That way I can prepare for the future longer.
And please, console guys, stop trying to tell you that thing can compete with a 4090.
Well, AMD does, and it's cheaper. So
A 4090 is not even, from everything I've been seeing and researching, it's not even really made for games. It's made more for people to do animation work on. It's a workstation.
Yeah.
But people, because I used to be one of those guys that be like, man, it's too much hassle to have a PC and have to do this and do it. Now that I got one and actually dealing with it day to day, it's like it's not as difficult to take care of it and keep it functioning well.
Right. It keeps pretty easy as long as you don't like smoking in it and all that. What?
Like I think probably like every 2 months, probably just take it apart,
Dust it.
Get some compressed air, go through, blow out the dust and everything.
Yep.
I think Kratos told me I needed to, like, at least once a year just take it apart and then put some more thermal paste on the
Yep. Always do that.
and that's about it right there. Like, the people are so scared about the maintenance on a PC, but I'm like, it's not as bad as y'all think it is. And this coming from somebody who went from console to PC.
Well, some people aren't tech savvy. Remember that.
I'm like, yeah, I get it, but and Microsoft pretty much done fell off the map with their console. They kind of like their whole strategy don't switched anyway.
Yep. Well, I think that's it we have to say on all these subjects for this episode, folks. Any final thoughts, Mr. Chris?
Yeah, Sony, if you want to just throw away $200 million, I'm right here.
You can just give me the money. I'll come up with a good game and make twice as much money.
I'll take you can give me the 200 million. I'll spend another 100 million in the game and keep the other.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, there's no way you can't make a good game with $100 million.
There are people that make good games with no budget at all. Remember the Bloodborne racing game someone made for free?
Mm-hmm. So whatever they spent that $400 million on, I have no idea where that money went to.
I don't want to know.
I'm still sticking with the fact that it's money laundering.
Possibility. I don't know.
But
I just know a lot of investors are not happy.
Oh, I wouldn't be either if you just told me we don't blew $400 million and we got nothing to show for it.
Yep. All right, folks. So that's going to be it for us. Y'all have a good one.
Yep. Y'all take care.